Hello students, I'm Monisha. Today we are going to get into a new topic called air. As you all know students, air is one of the essential element for us to live in this world. Students, we might have discussed about many things in our previous class. So in our previous class, we learnt about the animals and how the animals are existing, and we also learnt about the extinct animal, and we also discussed how the cruelty against animals can be prevented. In this session and in this unit, you will be discussing about air. As we all know, air is present everywhere around us. So we cannot see it, but we can feel it. So about air, we are going to discuss every single step in detail. Shall we get into our topic, students? Yes. Air is present even though you cannot feel it. Air is a mixture of gases like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen. These gases act as an envelope around the earth and form an atmosphere. So that is how we are able to survive in earth, in this planet. So mostly you know about the many industries that have been established are exceedingly releasing the harmful gases like carbon dioxide into atmosphere. The most important element for us is we inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. In this lesson, you are going to study about the different layers of atmosphere. Since we are living in a planet, we need to know about this in detail. And we also going to discuss about very serious issues like air pollution, waterborne diseases like airborne diseases, and the control measures that we are going to take for air pollution. Okay students, now let us get into other topic. Atmosphere. The atmosphere is surrounded by the layer of gases. It will be like a loaf of bread that you love to add and eat. No, it will be like a sandwich, but not a loaf of bread, but the layers of bread. Okay, so this is the example how the atmosphere is. Earth, you know, it is surrounded by the layers of gases and is composed mainly of nitrogen and oxygen. Okay, so 78% it has nitrogen and oxygen it has 21%. So other gases like carbon dioxide and argon comprises only 1% of our atmosphere by the volume of how our earth is. So the atmosphere is like a blanket that surrounds the earth. If you try to put a invisible like a transparent black blanket around the earth, that is how the gases are. So it protects earth from getting like too hot or too cold. So that is how the gases helps us to survive any human being or living things in the earth. The atmosphere is divided into 5 different layers. Okay, shall we learn that in detail now? Okay students, the first thing that you have to know is it is divided, as I told you, it is divided into how many layers? Yes, 5 different layers. So the layers from the bottom, I'm talking about from down to upwards. So from down, the first layer and the lowest layer of our atmosphere, that it is very lower to ourselves. Okay, so that layer is called troposphere. Okay, so you have 5 layers. Now let me name the 5 layers for you. The first layer is troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. So these are the 5 layers that it is comprised of. Okay, in each layer you have different things to come up with. The first layer is troposphere. It is the lowest layer. See, it is very nearer to our surface, and the sea level, it extends up to, from the sea level, like from the sea surface, you can extend up to 10 kilometer. So it is the densest layer of almost 75% of air. Okay, so this 75% of air is found inside this layer. Okay, this layer is also has water vapors where your condensation happens, your evaporation happens, your clouds happens. So we live in troposphere, and most of the weather like hot, cold, like clouds, rain, snow is found in this layer only. Okay, so all the precisely saying, or in a sentence, if I like to convey this layer, all the weather changes occurs in this layer only. Okay, so this is troposphere. Next is stratosphere. See, in order for you to understand better, I have given the picture here. Look, the layer is the bottom layer, that is the lowest layer is your troposphere. After the troposphere, you have ozone layer. Okay, which covers like 20 to 30 kilometers. And the next layer we are talking about here is stratosphere. It extends up to the top of the troposphere, like it comes to the top of the troposphere about 50 kilometer above the ground. Okay, so it is above the ground, like 12 to 50 will be the part of troposphere. Okay, and in this the ozone layer is found that absorbs all the harmful ultraviolet rays are caused here. The ozone layer will cover up. Okay, so damage to our skins and eyes are caused by the harmful rays from the sun, right? So this ozone layer protects us. That is why some scientists are saying, please protect the ozone layer, don't use any other unnecessary gases. Okay, so that will be harmful to the ozone layer. So ozone layer, as you all know, it is depleted, and now it is trying to cover up, and we are helping to it. Okay, so there is no water vapor. As I told you, below troposphere itself you have water vapor, clouds, everything, but above that there is no water vapor. Okay, so the temperature is around minus, so when you go up you will be like very cold. Okay, it doesn't get hot or hot. In this layer you will be having minus, so minus always represents the degree that is below 0 degree, so minus 550 degree Celsius. So that is what stratosphere is, and that is how the stratosphere is. Next one is mesosphere. In this region where I am talking about, the mesosphere is above. As I told you, from the bottom only we are discussing about troposphere, stratosphere and mesosphere. This region is extended up to the kilometers like 85 from the ground. So to be precisely telling you, 50 kilometers to 85 kilometers will be the mesosphere. Okay, so the temperature in this layer decreases like minus, so it is going below 1100 degrees Celsius. Okay, so the most of the meteoroids found when see, some meteoroids tends to enter into our earth's surface. You can see like a shooting star, right? So at that time when the meteoroids try to enter here, it will try to burn it. So the surface, you will have some friction over it towards the meteoroid, and what happens is you can see some burning or shooting stars there. Okay, so that is what mesosphere is. Next one we are talking about thermosphere. This layer is very rare air above the mesosphere, and this is above mesosphere, and this is called thermosphere. As you all found, you can have your satellites be placed in this layer. Okay, this is the where our satellites are being placed. Okay, so this will be the precise element where it is nearer to our earth. The next one we are talking about is exosphere. When some astronauts, when they are out in the space research center, they usually say us about the outer layer that covers our earth. Okay, so this layer is called exosphere. The outermost layer, as I told you, is called exosphere. It lies between the kilometers of 400 to 1500 kilometer. Okay, and to be said, the air is very extremely thin. Okay, so this is like a very extremely thin layer where you can see above 700 kilometers to so on, and this is very a small layer. Okay, so this can you see the picture behind our screen? Look how thin the layers are. So this is the part of exosphere. Okay, so so we have discussed about the 5 parts here. So the 5 layers are: the first layer is troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. So these are the 5 layers that it is comprised of. Now let us move on to the next one. As we all discussed about the how the air and the layers are being to the earth's surface, here we are going to talk about the importance of air, why the air is important, how the air is important. And these are the things, as you all know, without the air can we exist? No. So it is important for all living organisms. So without air, any other plants can exist? No, we cannot. So we take in oxygen and we release carbon dioxide. That is what we know. But for plants, it turns up to use carbon dioxide for their food, to produce food, and they excrete or excess out the oxygen. So that is how the earth is coexisting with humans as well as plants. And you all know oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide and hydrogen are present in air, are important for us. Okay, they are very important for us in many resources. As I told you, oxygen is the essential element for us to breathe. Carbon dioxide is the essential element for the plants to breathe. And nitrogen and hydrogen and oxygen combine to give us water that we drink every day. And nitrogen is an essential element for plants. Okay, so let us study how the importance of air is in different sections. Okay, now the next one we are going to talk about is water cycle. See, water cycle is one of the important thing that happens around our earth. Without the water we cannot live. The water vapors, okay, what happens, this you all learnt in detail in your previous like the term 2, you have learnt about water cycle in detail. As you all know, condensation, precipitation and evaporation, precoloration and transpiration in detail, what it does. The simplest form is the water vapor rises up to the air in a form of evaporation. There it will collect into the clouds, and the condensation happens, and after that you will get it as a rain. Okay, so these clouds move to the land and get cooled. Okay, so that is how the waters from the clouds give you a possible of rain. So this is the part of a water cycle. The next thing is we are going to talk about is supplies energy. How the air is supplying energy. One of the thing is we breathe oxygen present in the air, and it supplies to the cell to our body. So that is the very important thing for us to breathe. Without the air we cannot breathe. Okay, so the inertial thing for our cell is used to burn is the food molecules, which helps oxygen, and oxygen is the one of the important resource for us to produce energy. So this is the energy that we are surviving for. Okay, next when we talk about air, how the sound travels through air. Okay, you can hear me, right? I'm right now I'm talking to you. If this is a vacuum place, will my sound travels around you? No. Or can you hear me? No, it is not possible, because at a vacuum space you don't have your sound to travel. So it need a medium. Likewise, air is one of the medium for us to travel. Okay, so sound travels from point to generation to listeners through air. That is how you are listening. Without the air you cannot listen. Okay, and next one is it is very useful for plants. Before itself I told you how it is useful for plants. Okay, so nitrogen present in the air, what it happens, that is the main resource for plants. So it takes back the nitrogen in the atmosphere and it fixes it into the soil where the plants helps. Okay, most of the nitrates from the air is being sucked and put it into the soil by the help of whom? You know, no? Yes, they are microbes. So microbes, what is this? What does they do? They take the nitrogen from the air and fix it in the soil. Likewise, so this nitrate element is called as nitrogen fixation that you have learned. So these nitrates are useful for what? plant growth. So nitrogen is an essential for us. And without air, can pollination happens? Yes, student, without air, pollination cannot happen. In previous term, first unit, you learnt about pollination. One of the pollination is wind pollination. You learnt about that, right? Without that, the pollination cannot be done. Okay, so that is how it is useful for plants. And next, I'm talking about transport. Think of a moment. Without air, will the ships move? Or will it sail? Or will you travel to like US or Australia for your trip without aeroplanes and helicopters that can travel through air? No. Transport is happens in this part. So air is essential for us to transport also. So these are the things that we have learnt. Okay, and the next and important and fun part is sports. Can you have sports without air? For example, let me tell you a very recreational and competitive adventure sport like paragliding, and when you use a hot air balloon. So these are the things that happens for you. And other sports like windsurfing, kite surfing, sailing, is it possible without air? No, it is not possible. So air is an important element for sports too. And usually if you try to hang in a paragliding, what is the important element there? Yes, air is the important element, where it is launched in the air and you try to reach to the part where it has to land with the help of an instructor and the air. Okay, so this is how the paragliding is done. Okay, the next thing is when you try to use hot air balloons. Okay, it is also the fun element, no? In case of emergency, now they are trying to send people through like parachutes and like motor jet, small jets attached to the concerned person. They are trying to initiate that now. So that is also very important for them. That is, air is very important for them to push it into the concerned place, right? So parachute, hot air balloons, so it can land to a rural place where you can go and help. Okay, and it is also one of the sport. Okay, and wind energy, can you skip this part? Wind energy, no, you cannot. Most of you know that wind energy is one of the natural resource that you can generate electric power. Okay, so for example, how this is generated, let's call this when air flows in a certain region of high pressure. You know that in certain, Aravalli hills, there you can have the wind will be stronger than here. So at certain places you have high pressure to low pressure, so the flow of air will be high speed in that area. So that is called as wind. This wind is used for what? Yes, obviously electric power that helps us. Okay, so these are the importance, these are the facts and importance how the air is needed for us. So this is what we have discussed in today's class. In this unit we have discussed, let's say our unit is air. In this we discussed two main things. One is about our atmosphere and another one is about our, can you tell me? Yes, very good. Importance of air in our atmosphere. So let me give you a recap now. Let me stop here and let me give you a recap now. Shall we go back again and shall we learn now? Okay, students. Okay, we will learn now. Let us learn from the first. Exosphere, troposphere. Yes. So in our atmosphere is divided into how many layers, students? Yes, it is divided into 5 layers. From the bottom we are trying to learn. From the bottom layer is troposphere, and it has Yes, it is above the sea level, like 10 kilometers above the sea level. And here only your weather changes takes place. Okay. The next one is stratosphere. It is like above the troposphere, and it is 12 kilometers to 50 kilometers. Here what happens? You have a ozone layer here, and your temperature here is how much? Yes, minus 550 degrees Celsius. Okay. Then the next layer we are going to talk about is mesosphere. It is extended its height from the ground like 85 kilometers from above. Okay. The temperature here is 1100. That is below minus 1100. Okay. So here is how your temperature is. Okay, mostly your meteoroids can be found burning in this layer. The next one is troposphere. In this layer you have your satellites launch there, and you have your navigations there. And the next one is exosphere. The exosphere is the outermost layer, and it is very thin layer. Okay, so these are the layers of atmosphere that we have learned today. And the next part we have learned is importance of air. Air is important for all the living organisms that you all know. So how it is very important, and the types are, the first thing is water cycle. Yes, we need water, and with the help of the air the cycles happens like condensation, evaporation, precipitation, and so on. That is how you possibly end up with rain by the help of air. The next thing we are going to talk about how the energies are supplied by air. Oxygen is present in air, and it supplies energy to the cell in our body. So that is how our food molecules can help to bind in our muscles and so on. So this is how the energy works. One of the important energy for us. The next one is sound travel. Without the sound travel, can we communicate with each other? No. So with the help of the air as a medium, the sound is traveled. And the next one is it is useful for plants. As I already told you, we inhale oxygen, exhale carbon dioxide. Okay, so as well as the plants does is exhale carbon dioxide, and it gives us oxygen. Right. So nitrogen present in the air, which has been fixed by the help of the microbes, are been done there in the soil where the plants need. So this is how it is useful for plants. The next thing is transport. Most of the ships and boats are uses air, as well as aeroplanes and so on, jet planes also. So when it comes to sports, it is used for paragliding, and hot air balloons. With the help of the air they can travel, and this is one of the recreational thing for us. Okay, and the next one is, we cannot skip this part, wind energy. And this is the resource that we can get from, yes, this is the resource that we can get, and this is the wind used to generate